Yes guys, welcome back to another episode on my channel. Today we're going to quickly just finish off Game Week 26. Now, I didn't get a video out after Game Week 26. Unfortunately, I tested positive for COVID, so I wasn't able to get a video out for you guys. However, we're just going to quickly just touch on the end of that, and then look ahead to sort of reviewing Game Week 27. Obviously, there is still one game to go, which is Burnley, their second fixture in this game week to Leicester. So we'll just show you kind of how I've got on over Game Week 27, what my decision making was in terms of transfers, or if I made any transfers at all, and sort of my plans going forward ahead of sort of Game Week 28 and beyond. So without further ado, let's dive into the video. Okay, Game Week 26 review now. Just going to spend a couple of minutes on this, not going to spend too much time as we're kind of into Game Week 27, touching on Game Week 28. So, scored 141 points, had 2 transfers, well, 1 free transfer, used 2 transfers ahead of Game Week 26. So, took a 4-point hit. Saiss and Saka both come in, both had double game weeks. Took out Brandon Williams and Diogo Jota. Jota was obviously a doubt, picking up a sort of an ankle injury in the previous game for Liverpool. It turned out it was the right decision, and he didn't play any minutes in Liverpool's double game week. They scored 141 points. The bulk of that came from Mo Salah, who was my triple captain, scored 84 points. In and around that, you had Fernandes, who scored 12 points. Saka scored 11 points. Dennis scored 11 points. Foster's picked up 6 in one of his sort of double game week games, and also Trent picked up 6 points as well. So all in all, it's been a really good sort of double game week for myself in Game Week 26. In terms of my rank, I was 13,313 and I moved up to 10,586. So that's about 2,800 positions, which doesn't seem like a lot, but actually it's a 20% increase in my rank. So when you look at it in that sense, it's a very good jump. Very happy with that. So overall points so far is 1,755. Squad value is 106.1. I've used 30 transfers this season so far. And obviously that was a -4 for this week as well. Players on the bench: De Gea picked up 2, Cancelo 1, Antonio 2, and Mitchell 7. Just a quick note on Mitchell: I did actually have him in the team ahead of Saiss, and last minute I switched it, which I thought I wanted to back the double game week players, why I brought Saiss in, but it wasn't to be. A bit frustrating, but I'm happy to have Saiss going forward and Mitchell as well. So that's kind of Game Week 26 in a nutshell. Going to move on to what my transfers were, what my transfer thoughts were ahead of Game Week 27 next. Okay, so going into Game Week 27, I had a couple of dilemmas. Firstly, if I didn't make any transfers, I would have been playing with 10 players, so which I kind of was prepared for. But I think a little bit of fear coming into my game, my thinking a little bit, not having sort of 11 players, and also the lots of having Foden in my team. Was he going to be rotated? And 1 or 2 others as well, Edward for example, who hasn't played much recently either. So I was kind of fearful that maybe I could be actually playing with 8 players potentially, or even less potentially, if there was other injuries, etc. or rotation. So decided to make a transfer and actually took a 4-point hit. So took out Edward and brought in Weghorst. Weghorst obviously had the double game week and will have at least 2 other double game weeks going forward as well. Obviously they're yet to be announced. So obviously Palace, their fixtures going forward weren't great either. They had obviously a Burnley in Game Week 27, which is an okay fixture. Again, we didn't know if Edouard was going to play. And beyond that, Wolves and Man City as well, which are obviously not great fixtures. In terms of obviously both those teams being fantastic defensively. And obviously look at Villa's fixtures, Burnley's fixtures just there as well. Yeah, the double game week in 27. Chelsea at home, okay, not great, but Chelsea aren't in the most terrific form at the moment. And then Brentford away as well, which is a nice fixture for Burnley as well. So that was the first transfer I made. The second one was to take out Mo Salah and bring in Son as well. Son, obviously they played Leeds, Spurs played Leeds in Game Week 27. On paper, a fantastic fixture. Also to just note, Manchester United already put 4 past Leeds the weekend before, then Liverpool put 6 past them as well. So it's quite a nice fixture for Spurs assets, certainly on paper. And I thought if I do this, I'm just going to make sure that I have enough money in the bank to bring Mo Salah back in Game Week 28, which I absolutely have. Gives me 2.6 million in the bank. So these are 2 transfers I made. I will obviously be bringing Mo Salah back, most likely in Game Week 28, which we'll discuss a little bit later on when we do a bit of the live tinker as well. So those were my 2 transfers ahead of Game Week 27. Okay, running through my Game Week 27 review now. I do know there is still one game to be played. Burnley are still playing Leicester, which is tomorrow night. Had to get this video out the day before though. Didn't have time to do it later in the week. So I played a 1-3-4-3 formation. Obviously had 3 non-players in Trent, Saka and Ben White on the bench. Decided not to free hit, decided not to use the wild card, not to panic, just to stick to the game plan. So Tahir picked up 6 points, clean sheet at home to Watford in their 0-0 draw. Now I did have Ben Foster on the bench as well, and actually he picked up 10 points. In hindsight, if buts and maybes. Obviously I didn't plan for that to happen. Obviously I played Tahir and I played Fernandes thinking United would have a big win. And another day, United could have won that. No exaggeration, 7-8-0. It was so many big chances. But we're not going to get into that. We're just talking about FPL now. Cancelo picked up 9 points, picked up bonus points as well in their 1-0 away win to Everton. Mitchell and Saiz both picked up just the 2 points respectively. No clean sheets, no sort of contributions for either of those. Fernandes picked up 3 points, a midfield clean sheet point. Honestly, he could have had 4 or 5 goals potentially. So many good chances. So a bit frustrating there. He potentially will be one of my transfers out this week. Foden picked up 7 points, scored the goal for Manchester City in their 1-0 win away to Everton. Bowen didn't really have much. He had sort of one really good chance maybe in the first half. No contribution for him in their 1-0 win away to home to Wolves, should I say. So midfield clean sheet point for him. Son picked up 9 points, picked up 1 bonus point, picked up a goal as well in their 4-0 win away to Leeds. Berghurst is still with a game remaining season, 4 points at the moment. Antonio picked up an assist. Frustratingly picked up a late booking as well, and then actually lost that point and also a BPS point as well. So it would have been 6, but it's not. It's only 4. And then Dennis also picked up 2 as well. So what that means is it leaves me on 1,602 points so far. Obviously, there's one game remaining in Game Week 27. My overall rank was at 10,586 going into Game Week 27. It's at 11,845. So it's about a 20%. Red arrow, if you like. It's only about just over 1,000 positions I've lost, but it's 20%. Obviously, it's going to be a big chunk when you've got a high rank. I'm on 51 points overall. Obviously, that's with a 4-point hit. What I'm hoping for, if it's not too much to ask for, God, I'm looking for Leicester probably to win, maybe to score a couple of goals, 2 or 3 goals to wipe out all the clean sheets for Burnley, and Berghurst to score as well. So maybe a 3-2 to Leicester with Berghurst involved. That's kind of an ideal scenario. Ideally, if I'm not being too picky, I really want the clean sheets to go for Burnley. That's the main thing. Berghurst scores, it doesn't score. That's kind of hit and miss. Everyone's kind of got this captain. It's the clean sheets where I'm fearful about. So that's kind of the state of play for Game Week 27. Going to move on to a bit of a live tinker next in terms of what I'm going to be doing for Game Week 28. Okay, so going to have a bit of a live tinker on FPL.Team. FPL.Team is the website, guys. Go and check it out. Really good for forward planning. You can kind of see what your team looks like in terms of current game week and maybe 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks ahead. Especially this time of the season, where in this sort of asterisk season, if you like, in terms of so many cancellations earlier in the season, there's going to be so many double game weeks ahead as well. So it's really good to sort of visualise and see how your team's shaping up. So FPL.Team, go and check that website out. So my initial thoughts are ahead of Game Week 28 is to possibly take a -12, but more likely take a -8. That's kind of where I'm at. As it stands right now, as you can see, I've got sort of 3 double game week players. I've got Ben Foster, Saiz and Dennis. So not the best 3 players in the world, but I'll show you what I'm looking for in terms of combined 8 to start off with. So first thing is going to take out Bruno and bring in Mo Salah. So that's kind of the first thing to do. In Mo Salah, give me 1.1 million bank. Okay, so that's my 1 free transfer if you like. Where the hits are going to be happening next. Antonio, he's going to come out, and then Broha is going to come in. So, and he will come in probably for. Let's just bring him in for Ben White for now. So that's 2, so that's a -4 so far. Then what I'm thinking is taking out Bowen, who West Ham don't have any more double game weeks. They're going to have so many fixtures going forward in terms of FA Cup. They're still in Europa League. Now, granted, they've got a difficult fixture in Europa League with Sevilla, but I wouldn't put it past them beating them either over 2 legs. So Jarrod Bowen out, and then what I'm thinking is Rafinha in. Now, initially when I thought about this, so I'll put Rafinha in for now. So straight away again, that gives me 1, 2, 3, gives me 5 double game week plays. It also gives me Trent, Cancelo, Foden, Salah, Son, Saka as sort of the single game week players. Now, with the Rafinha move, obviously now Bielsa's now sort of, he's left Leeds, whether it's through mutual consent, being fired, whatever it may be. And the new coach coming in, Jesse Marsh, I think his name is, or potentially is going to be. Don't know exactly how he's going to play. Now, what I've heard is that he plays quite a similar brand to Bielsa. But in terms of having favourites and formation, how the team's going to play it, I don't know. So that obviously puts doubt in my mind in terms of what I do with Rafinha. So what it could end up being is, I don't bring in Rafinha, and I bring in Coutinho instead. Now, Coutinho was maybe a chance I was looking at the following week, but maybe it's a smarter play to sort of maybe hold fire on Rafinha, not knowing exactly how Leeds are going to sort of set up, what personnel the new manager is going to be in favour of. Now, obviously Rafinha's a class player, you expect him to play, but it's just also how the team's going to play and players around him. So maybe I'll bring in Coutinho for now. Still gives me 2.6 million in the bank. So that's a -8. The third transfer I'm thinking of, which is a bit reluctant to do for a couple of reasons. So the transfer I'm thinking of doing is taking out Voghurst, I've only just bought in, and bringing Jimenez, who's got a double game week and their fixtures going forward are good. Got a game week 30 as well. So that's what I'm kind of thinking. But Jimenez was dropped, rotated, whatever you want to call it, in game week 27. I personally think it was just a mini sort of break. He's going to play the remaining games, a big chunk of those remaining games. It's just a bit of freshness from Bruno Lage. But Weghorst has minimum 2 double game weeks going forward. He could have 3 potentially with other cancellations as well. So it's like costing myself a transfer. That's kind of the dilemma I've got at the moment. Where else I could potentially double up is if I take out maybe Mitchell again. Crystal Palace don't have any doubles going forward, and maybe I bring in another Wolves defender. Obviously they've got 2 home games, Crystal Palace and Watford, so maybe I'll bring in Connor Cody. I'll bring in Connor Cody, and then straight away I can bring in Connor Cody and take out probably Saka. It's a reluctant sell, but it's either him or Foden, maybe Foden actually. So which leaves a strong bench. It leaves De Gea, leaves Foden, Weghorst and Ben White all on the bench. So some people might say that's bench worthy. I don't think it is. I think for me, on a bench boost, I think you need minimum 3 of your players playing twice. That's kind of what my opinion on it. If not, you're not maximising the chip. Ideally, how I try to plan every year is to try and make sure I have every single player playing twice. So that will leave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double game week players. It would be for a -12. And week sort of game week 29. That kind of leaves me with so Ben White would come back in because obviously Arsenal got a double. So maybe I leave out probably Connor Cody. Foden will probably come back in, and maybe I leave out Dennis. Probably leave. No, I'll probably take out Foster. I'll bring De Gea in because I'm playing Broa. And be something like that. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double game week players. And then what I might do here is take out Dennis now. I know that Watford don't have a double, so let's just take him out. And bring in Calvert-Lewin. Now, obviously Calvert-Lewin, we think he's got an injury, or he has got an injury. We don't know if he's going to be back. He should be back. So then I'll probably end up doing that. And just take out Roman Saiz. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double game week players. And I potentially could do another transfer as well, but I have to have a bit more of a live tinker, maybe nick some round, prep sort of a bit more if I can, sort of between now and game week 29. So that's kind of what I'm thinking ahead of sort of game week 20, 28 and 29. And then also ahead of game week 20, and going to game week 30, sorry. Obviously there's going to be a bunch of blanks in here as well. But I've got a couple of Wolves players who will definitely play. I've got an Aston Villa player who's going to play as well. I've got Arsenal as well. So it gives me sort of 5 or 6 players already. And then with a couple of other transfers potentially, maybe I don't even have to use a free hit. The likelihood is I will probably free hit in game 30, but that's kind of what I'm thinking as it stands. So there you have it, guys. That is game week 27 and sort of back end of game week 26 review, and also look ahead to game week 28. Kind of my early thoughts ahead of game week 28. There's loads of things that can happen still. But the FA Cup still to be played. We've also got maybe other double game weeks to be announced as well. So lots of things can sort of change and materialise. It's about just adapting at this stage for FPL managers. So if you did enjoy this video, please do drop it a like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see everyone in the next video.